Good morning, all of you TY BSc Physics student. We have to start here next new chapter, which is chapter number 3rd, that is free electron and band theory of metals. So in this chapter, we want to see about to understanding the classical theory of free electron theory of metals and quantum theory of free electrons of the metals. So that points we have to see in the lecture. So starting from this, so this free electron theory of metals has been developed in the following three stages, and these stages which is considered as first one is the classical free electron theory. So first point, that classical the free electron theory of metals has been developed in three stages. So first stage, which is considered as classical free electron theory. Okay, and this classical free electron theory, which is proposed by the scientist name which is considered as the Drude and Lorentz, and this theory which is proposed in 1900 by postulates that the metals which is consist of positive ion core with the valence electrons moving in freely inside the metals. So that means that we have to know that for consider the atom, and that atom molecule consider have two part. First one is the nuclear part and another one which is the extra nuclear part. So this nuclear part which is considered as the proton and neutron, and extra nuclear part which is considered as that electrons which is moving in the different types of the shells. So that shells which is considered as the last outermost shell, which is considered as the valence shell of the electron with respect to that atoms, and atomic number Z, which is denoted by the how many number of electrons which is present in the atom. So that fillet shell, that first shell which is considered as 2 electrons, next shell which is considered as 8 electrons, and so on. So that number of electrons which is present in the outermost shell or valence shell, so that electrons which is considered as the valence electron, and this valence electron which is mostly in the atom or the constituent volume of the atom of freely or moving electrons in everywhere random direction, and this behavior of free electron moving inside the metals is similar that of consider the gas molecules which is moving in a vessel, and that free electrons theory which is obey the law of classical Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. So this is the idea of the classical theory, classical free electron theory, and this free electron theory, that free electrons moving in the atom which is obey the law of the classical Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution or classical Maxwell statistics, so that free electrons obey. So this is the first point of this theory, which is classical free electron theory, and that classical free electron theory obeys the law of classical Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Okay, so this is the first point of the classical free electron theory, which is depends upon the free electrons which is moving in the atom of any random direction in the valence shell electron consider. So this obeys the classical Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Next stage which is considered as, and next point which is considered as, the quantum free electron theory. Quantum free electron theory. Okay, so after that, this classical free electron theory, we have to get point here, the new theory which is proposed by the scientist name is Sommerfeld. So that in 1928, so that quantum free electron theory which is proposed by the Sommerfeld, in which treated was the problem of the quantum mechanics, and this theory which is obey the law of uh, this obeys the law of Fermi-Dirac statistics. So this quantum free electron theory, quantum free electron theory which is proposed by the Sommerfeld in 1928, it obeys the law of Fermi Dirac statistics, and using this classical Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics and quantum Fermi Dirac statistics, we have to analyze that the internal energy of the given atom or molecule of the electrons which is moving freely, and also use of this internal energy we have to calculate different state, for example consider as the distribution for energy, for Fermi energy, and specific heat of the that electrons molecule, so that have consider is very specifically. And third stage which is considered as the zone theory, that electrons move in a periodic field that provided by positively charged ion cores. So this is the third point. So that in zone theory, so this is first classical Maxwell-Boltzmann theory, that classical free electron theory, this quantum free electron theory, and third point which is considered as in zone theory, which is considered as electrons move in a periodic field move in electrons move in periodic field provided by field provided by positive ion core. So basically this free electron theory, which is based on three assumptions, which is first considered as classical free electron theory, quantum free electron theory, and zone theory, which is the electrons move in periodic field provided by the positive ion core. So in this chapter also see including the points of which is considered as the Hall effect and energy bands in solid, distinction between the metal, semiconductor, and insulator. This all over the study which is including in this chapter. So we want to start here the point which is considered as classical free electron of metals. So this first point we have to starting here, classical free electron theory. So that new next point which is classical free electron model of metals. classical free electron model of metals. This is first point of this chapter, which is classical free electron model of metals. So that soon after the Thomson's discovery of electron, that scientists P. Drude and Lorentz proposed the classical free electron theory, which is in the 1900. So that they tried to explain the theory on free electrons, that explain the properties of the metal, like which is considered as the property of the electrical property of metal, thermal conductivity properties of the metals, which is on the basis of the thermal conductivity. And according to theory, the physical property of metal may be explained by the modeling of the metals as classical gas of conduction of the electron. And this theory, which is depends on the following assumption, that assumptions which is considered as first assumption, that a metal contains a number of free electron. So this theory, which is based on the following assumption, theory classical free electron theory is based on following assumptions. So that first assumption, which is considered as a metal contains a number of free electrons. A metal contains number of free electron. So that free electron, when, so that the free electron, which is considered as the electrons which is present in the valence orbit. Next, which is considered as the most weakly bound, that is the valence electron of constituent atoms moves freely throughout the volume of the metals like gas molecules in a vessel. So that is next point. And next assumption which is considered here, so that point which is the most weakly bound. Most weakly bound. So that is means what? The valence electrons of constituent atoms moves freely throughout the volume of the metal. Okay, this is second assumptions, which is considered as the number of valence electrons of the constituent metals which is freely in throughout the volume of the metals, which is considered as gas molecule which is freely moves along the volume of the vessel. Third assumptions, which is considered as the repulsion between the electrons is ignored. Third assumptions, which is considered as here, the repulsion between electrons. The repulsion between electrons is ignored. Repulsion between electrons is ignored. That third assumption. Fourth assumption, which is considered as the potential field due to the positive ions assumed to be completely uniform, that electron can move from place to place completely in the solid without any change in energy. Okay, so that third assumption which is considered as. So that fourth assumptions which is given here, the electrons can move from place to place in the solid without any change in the energy, so that it does not change in the energy while the electrons moving freely in the volume of the atom. Next assumptions which is considered as they collide occasionally with atoms at any given temperature. The three velocity could be their velocity could be determined according to the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law. So once again revise that starting this point, so that free electron theory which is based on three assumptions. First of all, the classical free electron theory. That classical free electron theory which is considered as the valence electron which is moves in a volume of the atom, that considering like as the gas molecule which is move in the volume of the vessel. Second assumption which is considered as the quantum theory, so that proposed by the Sommerfeld in 1928, so that consider as the this theory which is helped to obey the law of the Fermi-Dirac statistics. And zone theory, that electrons move in the periodic field which is considered as that electrons move in the electric field for the positive ion core. And classical free electron theory, that based on the assumptions which is given as a metal contains the number of free electrons. Second one which is the most weakly bound, that valence electrons of the constituent atom which is freely like gas molecules which is move in a vessel. Third assumption which is considered as the repulsion between the electrons which is ignored. Fourth one which is considered as the moving electron does not change any energy. And last one it is obey and to understanding this classical free electron theory with the help of the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. So next point which we have to see here, the electrical conductivity. So in the electrical conductivity, according to Ohm's law, we have to know that law which is coming from to well understanding the EM theory. So that Ohm's law which is become the sigma is J is equal to sigma into E. So that the new point which is considered as the electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity. So according to Ohm's law, according to Ohm's law, so that law which is considered as J is equal to sigma into E, where J is called the current density. J is nothing but the current density. Sigma which is considered as here the electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity, and the consider E is considered as the electric field. Okay, So that according to Ohm's law, that J is equal to sigma into E. J is the current density, sigma is the electrical conductivity, and E is the electric field. So that Ohm's law, which follows the considering the conductor that consisting of the classical gas of free electrons, which is moving through the fixed lattice of the positive ions, and that the electrons in metal move randomly along the straight line path that between two successive collision of electron with lattice ions, which is shown in the figure. So for example, consider as the moving of electrons path consider as randomly from starting point to the finish point, and this path difference which is measuring along the straight line path. So for example, consider the figure which is considered as here the positive ion core which is given, the follow the path from the starting point. So here starting point, so which is considered as, for example, this electrons follows a path which is considered as like this, for example like this, for any random moving direction. And this point which is considered as the finishing point. Okay, so that electron starting from, for example, this position that randomly oriented any direction, so that is the figure A, that the movement of the free electrons through a field lattice. Movement of free electrons, movement of free electrons through a fixed lattice, through a fixed lattice. So that is considered as that moving of these electrons which is moving for any direction. So we have to see here that consider the straight line path difference. So that is considered as, for example, the figure which is considering here. So this figure which is considered along the straight line, that is considered as the, for starting point is, for example, here. So that positive ion core, so that starting point is here, and this electrons which is moving along any direction. So this path which is considered as here, so that is considered as the straight line path follow, and that considered as the path difference which is considered as follow a straight line path. Okay, so as like this type, and this velocity which is considered as the drift velocity, and that is given by that Vd by tau. So that relation will become, so consider as the mean free path difference, and that is with the help of to calculate the root mean square velocity, which is fairly at the room temperature, may be calculated from the classical equipartition theorem. So how it figure obey that equipartition theorem, and what is mean by mean difference, which is seen in this lecture. So first of all, the root mean square velocity, that is RMS velocity, with the calculated with the help of the equipartition theorem, so which is considered as here. So that root mean square velocity which is calculated at the room temperature, so that with the help of the equipartition theorem, so the root mean square velocity root mean square. So that is considered as RMS velocity. So that is considered as VRMS velocity. And by classically we have to know that the energy which is given by E is equal to half of mu square. So that is considered as the energy which is considered as half of m v bar square. That is equal to what? According to equipartition theory, in one dimensional, so that is considered as the energy for by equipartition theorem. So energy which is considered in one dimension, which is considered as half of kBt, which is considered in the two dimension, that energy which is considered as kBt, and in three dimensional space which is considered as this energy which is considered as 3 by 2 kBt. So that is considered in one dimensional energy half of kBt. So half of kBt plus half of kBt plus half of kBt, which is considered as the 3 by 2 kBt. And if we equate this relation, so half of mv bar square is equal to 3 by 2 kBt, and we want to calculate this RMS velocity. So that relation which gives here, so that v bar square, which is nothing but 3 by 2 kBt as it is. This 2 which is going this side or numerator, and this m which is going from the numerator. So this 2 and this 2 which is get cancelled. So that is given as v bar square is equal to 3 kBt divided by m. 3 kBt divided by m, and this relation which obtain, so that is considered as VRMS is equal to under root of v bar square. Okay, that relation will become VRMS is equal to under root of v bar square, and here v bar square value which is given by 3 kBt by m. So that is root mean square velocity, that is VRMS, which is given by under root of 3 kBt divided by m. 3 kBt divided by m. So that is considered as VRMS velocity, which is given as 3 kBt divided by m whole power 1 by 2. So this is the root mean square velocity or VRMS velocity, which is given as 3 kBt by m whole power half. So this is considered as the equation number star. And the path between the collision which is shown in the figure, so that already see that path follows from the electrons which is moving for free, which is considered as here. So for any direction, so this is the starting point and this is the finishing point. So that, and we have to know that that path difference which is considered as the straight line, so that is mean by the average distance travel by electron between two collision is called the mean free path. The average distance travel by the electron between the two collisions, which is called as the mean free path. So up to this we have to consider here the point of the classical electromagnetic theory, what is the assumptions of quantum electromagnetic theory and electrical conductivity. Next lecture we want to see here what is mean by the mean free path and how it is calculated by the which is given as the magnitude of the acceleration of this electron, and what is the relation will become which is seen in the next lecture. So thanking of you.